1 in 10 West Virginia children is sexually abused before they turn 18. A new report on child abuse statistics for 2024 affecting the Mountain State has been released by the Child Advocacy Network. Now, according to the study, 16% of children served were referred because of drug exposure, a rate 4 times higher than the national average. Newswatch reporter Jillian Risberg has more information.
The majority of child abuse cases are listed under neglect, and those neglect cases typically have underlying substance abuse components. When Just for Kids gets involved, they provide forensic interviewing, allowing the child to have a voice to tell their story. They also have their advocacy and trauma therapy piece, where the child's best interest is what they're advocating for.
And ensuring that if they are in the home, maybe Child Protective Services doesn't have enough to do what, a temporary removal or anything like that. We provide the ability to create safety plans.
Early intervention is paramount, catching the abuse as soon as possible and allowing that child to know they are not alone, and giving them that safe space at Just for Kids to talk about their trauma.
Have the ability to treat kids that are experiencing trauma on all levels, not just the physical abuse or the sexual abuse, the severe neglect. Whatever it is that they want to speak to the therapist about that is causing them emotional stress or emotional harm.
Kids exposed to abuse, with or without drugs and alcohol part of the equation, are resilient as long as they have support. Just for Kids builds connections with every child who walks through their doors.
Some kids get to the point to where they want it to end. They want to see their parents get the help. So when that intervention occurs, or when they are removed from the home, there's a sense of relief. Now there's this big question mark of what does their life look like now? This is all that they know.
According to Dr. Danae Johnson, it's not unusual for a child to hold strong feelings towards their abuser.
I think it is important for us all to recognize that specifically with opioids and drug abuse, that is a disease as well. And that needs intervention just as much as the children.
Sexual abuse is very difficult to prosecute without physical evidence, and by the time they come to Just for Kids, often the evidence has gone.
That's why it's so important that those abused and neglected kids come to a place like a Child Advocacy Center or Just for Kids, because even if they don't get prosecuted, they still get help.
Johnson says that many of the laws in place in West Virginia are outdated, so it's difficult to hold people accountable. When it comes to abuse, she says individuals, communities, and more can change things.
Into your state at the legislative level, it's your country, it's at the national level, and every state has the ability to make a difference. Educate yourself on how to support children who have been victimized.
At Just for Kids, Jillian Risberg reporting for Newswatch.